Welcome to BikeBeat, the 2025 Honda NC750X, a motorcycle that has quietly but confidently carved out a reputation as one of the most practical, reliable, and versatile bikes you can buy today. It doesn't try to dominate magazine covers with outrageous horsepower figures or radical styling. Instead, it leans into a philosophy of usability, comfort, and confidence, and the more time you spend with it, the more you realize how much sense that makes. Let's start with the engine, because that really defines the NC experience. The 745 cubic centimeters liquid-cooled parallel twin is tuned for smooth, steady torque rather than headline horsepower. With its 55-degree forward lean, the engine sits low in the frame, dropping the center of gravity and giving the bike an incredibly planted feel. On paper, you're looking at 58 horsepower at 6,750 RPM, which might sound modest compared to middleweight adventure rivals, but that misses the point. This engine is all about usable mid-range. Peak torque arrives early, at just 4,750 RPM, so around town and in real-world road conditions you rarely need to rev it hard. It pulls cleanly, it's predictable, and it gives you confidence in traffic, on country roads, and even cruising on the highway. Fuel efficiency has always been a calling card of the NC family, and the 2025 model is no exception. Riders regularly report averages of 65 miles per gallon or better, which means with its 3.7-gallon underseat tank, you can realistically see ranges of 220 miles or more before needing a stop. That's commuter-friendly, tour-ready, and wallet-pleasing all at once. Now let's talk about Honda's dual-clutch transmission, because for many riders, that's the headline feature. Around 60% of NC buyers opt for it, and for 2025 it's been improved again. The latest DCT offers even smoother low-speed engagement, which is especially welcome in heavy traffic or when creeping through parking lots. You can ride in full automatic mode and let the bike do the shifting for you, or tap into the paddle shifters on the handlebar to control gear changes manually. The beauty here is choice. New riders can let the bike manage everything while they focus on the road, and experienced riders can flick through gears on twisty roads with quick, seamless changes. It genuinely transforms the riding experience, making the NC one of the most approachable mid-size bikes out there. Suspension remains. See potholes, speed bumps, and rougher backroads are so comfort-oriented but capable. The 41mm show a dual bending valve fork up front and the ProLink monoshock at the rear each deliver just under 5 inches of travel. It's not hardcore adventure spec, but for mixed road use it strikes a sweet balance. Up with ease, and the bike stays composed in corners. One of the most significant upgrades for 2025 is in the braking department. Gone is the single front disc of the previous model, replaced by dual 296mm discs with Nissan 2-piston calipers. Combined with a 240mm rear disc and standard ABS, the stopping power is leagues ahead of the outgoing bike. Riders who tested the earlier NC will immediately feel the added confidence when braking hard, especially when carrying luggage or a passenger. Speaking of luggage, practicality is where the NC750X really shines. Front and center is the 23-liter storage compartment located where the fuel tank would normally be. Pop it open and you can fit a full-face helmet, a backpack, or your shopping, something very few motorcycles can claim. It's lockable and weather-resistant, making it a game-changer for commuters. The fuel tank's relocation under the seat doesn't just enable that storage. It also improves mass centralization, making the bike easier to handle, especially at low speeds. Climb into the cockpit and you'll see a 5-inch full-color TFT display, a big upgrade over the old LCD. It's crisp, bright, and customizable with multiple layouts depending on your preference. Honda RoadSync Bluetooth connectivity allows you to pair your smartphone for navigation prompts, music, and even hands-free calls. On a commuter bike that doubles as a tourer, that connectivity is more than just a gimmick, it genuinely makes daily life easier. Styling tweaks for 2025 keep the bike fresh without losing its identity. The fairing lines are sharper, the LED headlight is now 50% brighter, and the whole bike looks more modern and purposeful. Honda has also made a nod toward sustainability by introducing Durabio plastics into the bodywork, biosourced, scratch-resistant material that looks good and lasts long. It's a subtle change, but it underscores Honda's awareness of environmental impact. On the road, the NC750X continues to be one of the most versatile motorcycles you can buy. As a commuter, it's effortless, light clutch feel on the manual model or complete relaxation with the DCT, upright ergonomics, a forgiving seat, and that integrated storage. On weekends, it can handle twisty roads with more composure than its sensible image might suggest. The low center of gravity makes cornering intuitive and reassuring, and the brakes now give you the confidence to push harder. And for touring, it's a machine you can comfortably load up and ride all day. Wind protection is solid, range is excellent, and reliability is a given. Owners and reviewers often describe the NC as boring, but if you dig into those comments, you'll notice they're usually meant as a compliment. What they're really saying is that the bike is predictable and drama-free. It doesn't surprise you with sudden surges of power, it doesn't demand constant gear changes. And it doesn't punish you for mistakes. It builds trust, mile after mile, and that's something many riders value more than outright performance. The bike's versatility extends to different rider profiles. New riders find it approachable thanks to its smooth power delivery and forgiving handling. Commuters appreciate the practicality, storage, and fuel economy. Experienced riders use it as a reliable second bike, something to hop on for errands or city rides without fuss. And touring riders like its long-distance comfort and Honda's reputation for durability. Pricing keeps the NC firmly in the accessible category. In the US, the 2025 NC750X DCT carries an MSRP of $9,499, plus a $600 destination fee, putting it just over $10,000 before taxes and dealer costs. That positions it competitively against other mid-sized adventure-style bikes. In some markets, the manual transmission version is available for less, offering even more value for riders who don't mind traditional shifting. When you consider what you're getting: dual front brakes, integrated storage, a modern TFT, Bluetooth connectivity, practical ergonomics, legendary reliability, and one of the best commuter tourer blends on the market, that price feels more than fair. At the end of the day, the 2025 Honda NC750X isn't about hype. It's about execution. It's about how it feels to live with a bike day after day, not just how it looks in a spec sheet shootout. It's about being able to ride to work, stash your helmet in the frunk, grab groceries on the way home, and then set off on a weekend trip without worrying about whether your bike can keep up. For many riders, that's the definition of the perfect motorcycle. Honda didn't reinvent the NC750X for 2025 because they didn't need to. They refined it where it mattered most: stronger brakes, smoother DCT, sharper looks, better tech, and greener materials. The result is a bike that continues to do everything well, often better than you expect, and almost always with a level of calm assurance that makes you wonder why more bikes aren't built this way. For BikeBeat viewers wondering if the NC750X is the right bike, the answer depends on what you want from motorcycling. If you want raw thrills and adrenaline, you might find it a little too composed. But if you want a partner on two wheels, a machine that works with you, adapts to your needs, and makes riding easier and more enjoyable in the real world, the 2025 Honda NC750X delivers exactly that. It's not just sensible. It's smart. It's sustainable. And above all, it's a bike you'll want to keep riding, day after day, year after year.